Picture this. It's late evening, the house is quiet, and you're winding down. You sit back with your phone, maybe scroll through the news, check Facebook, or let the TV play in the background as you drift toward bed. It feels harmless, just a way to relax before sleep. But here's the truth most men don't realize. That glowing screen in your hand, or across the room, is not harmless at all. It is quietly draining your hormones, lowering your testosterone, raising your stress hormone cortisol, and robbing your body of the deep, restorative sleep it needs to stay strong. And here's the shocking part. Many men over 60 think their fatigue, low drive, or restless nights are just old age. They think their hormones have naturally faded. But in reality, it's often their evening tech habits, the phones, the tablets, the TV, that are sabotaging their hormone health without them even knowing. You see, your body has a clock. It runs on rhythms designed to release melatonin at night, rebuild testosterone, and let cortisol drop so you can recharge. But when you flood your eyes and brain with artificial light and stimulation from technology after dark, that clock is thrown off balance. Instead of resting, your hormones are confused, delayed, and disrupted. The result? Poor sleep, low testosterone, higher stress, and a body that feels older than it really is. But here's the good news. You can fix this. Tonight. Because once you know the 3 evening tech habits that hurt your hormone health, and the simple steps to replace them, you'll have the power to reset your body's clock, protect your testosterone, and restore your energy. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to stop doing at night, and what to do instead, to give your hormones the rest and balance they've been waiting for. My name is Dr. Katherine Rocker. For over 30 years, I've worked with men in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, men who once lived with strength and vitality, but who now sit across from me and quietly say, "Doc, I just don't feel like myself anymore." They tell me about the fatigue that lingers, the restless nights, the low drive, the foggy mornings. And almost always, they believe it's because of age. They assume their hormones are simply shutting down as the years go by. But when I dig deeper, when I ask about their evenings, their routines before bed, patterns begin to emerge. Men aren't just losing hormones because of time. They're losing them because of the modern habits we've let creep into our nights. Technology, phones, tablets, TVs, things that feel harmless, even relaxing, are some of the biggest disruptors of hormone health I see in my patients. They delay melatonin, raise cortisol, block testosterone recovery, and leave men stuck in cycles of exhaustion. And here's the truth, it doesn't have to be that way. I've seen men turn things around, not with expensive pills or complicated treatments, but with simple evening changes that allow their bodies to reset naturally. That's why I'm here with you today. Because if you're a man over 60, you deserve to know that hormone decline is not inevitable. You can restore balance. You can reclaim energy. And it begins with the choices you make in the final hours before sleep. So let's talk about one of the most overlooked culprits, your evening tech habits, and how they may be stealing your hormones without you even knowing it. Let me tell you about Robert. He's 68, a retired engineer from Michigan. A man who spent decades solving problems, building systems, and leading teams. Precision and discipline were his strengths at work. But when he retired, his evenings started looking very different. Robert told me, "Doc, I don't do much at night. I just sit with my iPad, watch a little news, scroll through Facebook, maybe answer some emails. Then I fall asleep with the TV on in the background. It helps me relax." But what Robert thought was relaxing was actually wrecking his nights. He started noticing changes he couldn't explain. He was tired during the day, even after 8 hours in bed. His energy was slipping. His motivation was gone. He described feeling like he was walking through mud every morning. And the worst part, his drive, the spark he once had, was fading. At first, he brushed it off as normal aging. "I'm nearly 70, what do you expect?" he told me, but his blood work told a different story. His testosterone was low. His cortisol, the stress hormone, was higher than it should have been. His melatonin rhythm was disrupted. And the culprit wasn't his age. It was his evenings. Every time Robert scrolled his tablet late at night, the blue light delayed melatonin release, tricking his brain into thinking it was still daytime. Every time he checked stressful news headlines or late emails, his cortisol rose. And every time he fell asleep with the TV glowing in the corner, his brain never reached deep, restorative sleep, the stage where testosterone is rebuilt. Robert wasn't weak. He wasn't broken. He wasn't just getting old, he was living in a modern trap, a trap built by screens. And it was costing him his hormones, his rest, and his vitality. And that's why I tell his story, because Robert is not alone. Countless men are caught in the same cycle, not realizing that their nightly tech habits are silently draining the very hormones that keep them strong. Here's what most men don't realize: your body runs on a 24-hour clock. It's called your circadian rhythm, and it controls when you feel awake, when you feel tired, and when your hormones are released. At night, when the sun goes down, your brain expects darkness. In that darkness, it releases melatonin, the hormone that tells your body, it's time to sleep, it's time to repair, it's time to rebuild. During those hours of rest, testosterone and growth hormone rise, cortisol falls, and your body restores itself. But the moment you bring technology into that darkness, phones, tablets, laptops, televisions, you send your brain a false signal. The blue light pouring from those screens mimics daylight. To your brain, it's as if the sun never set. Here's what happens next: melatonin gets delayed. Instead of releasing when you need it, your brain holds back. You lie in bed tired but restless, unable to fully switch off. Cortisol stays high. That scrolling, those emails, that news feed, it's stimulation. And stimulation keeps your stress hormone active. Cortisol and testosterone are like opposite ends of a seesaw. When one goes up, the other comes down. Testosterone misses its window. Most testosterone production happens in the first few hours of deep sleep. But if melatonin is delayed and cortisol is elevated, your body doesn't enter that deep, restorative sleep on time, or at all. And without it, testosterone never gets rebuilt. Think of it this way: your body is a factory that repairs itself at night. Melatonin is the night shift manager, testosterone is one of the key workers, and cortisol is the noise outside. But if the lights never go out and the noise never stops, the night shift can't do its job. The factory stays open but nothing gets fixed. And over time, that broken rhythm doesn't just mean poor sleep. It means chronically low testosterone, higher stress, weaker immunity, and even increased risks of memory loss, dementia, and cardiovascular disease. So when Robert told me he fell asleep with the TV on, or scrolled his tablet in bed, what he was really doing was shutting down his own hormone factory. His body never got the signal to rest, and his hormones paid the price. The good news? Once you understand this, you can flip the switch back. By protecting the darkness your body needs at night, you restore the natural cycle your hormones depend on. By now you can see how technology at night disrupts the very hormones that keep you strong. But let's get practical. There are 3 specific evening tech habits I see over and over again in men over 60, habits that look harmless but are quietly draining testosterone, blocking melatonin, and raising cortisol. If you recognize yourself in any of these, don't feel guilty, feel empowered. Because once you see them clearly, you can change them tonight. Habit 1. Scrolling on the phone in bed. This is the most common one. Many men tell me, "Doc, I just check the news or scroll Facebook for a few minutes before I sleep. It helps me unwind." But here's the truth, even a few minutes of blue light can delay melatonin release by up to an hour. And what you're scrolling, political debates, stressful news, even messages from family, keeps your mind alert, not calm. Instead of winding down, your brain is revving up. The fix: make your bedroom a phone-free zone. Charge it in another room. If you must use it, set a tech curfew, at least 1 hour before bed, and switch on night mode to reduce blue light. Habit 2. Falling asleep with the TV on. This one feels comforting. Men often say, "I need the TV to fall asleep. The background noise helps me drift off." But the reality? The flickering light and sudden bursts of sound fragment your sleep all night long. Your brain never enters deep, restorative sleep because it's still processing those lights and noises in the background. That means less testosterone rebuilding, higher cortisol, and more fatigue the next day. The fix: if you like background sound, trade the TV for an audio alternative, calm music, nature sounds, or even a simple audiobook with the screen turned off. Let your brain have darkness, even if your ears enjoy soft sound. Habit 3. Late-night laptop or tablet use. This is especially common with retired professionals like Robert, who told me, "Doc, I catch up on work emails or read articles before bed. It keeps me sharp." But what it really does is the opposite. The blue light from tablets and laptops suppresses melatonin, just like phones. And mentally, diving into work or reading heavy articles raises cortisol at the exact time your stress hormones should be falling. That combination sabotages both sleep quality and testosterone repair. The fix: if you enjoy reading at night, switch to a paper book or use an e-reader without backlight. Keep the environment dim. And set a boundary: no work after a certain hour. Your brain needs separation between day mode and night mode, the bottom line. Phone scrolling, TV in the background, late-night tablet use. These 3 habits are the silent hormone killers of modern evenings. They look innocent. They even feel relaxing. But they are stealing melatonin, elevating cortisol, and blocking testosterone recovery night after night. And the power to change them is in your hands. With small swaps, you can reclaim your nights, reset your hormones, and wake stronger, sharper, and more alive. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. Man A. The familiar routine: it's 10 p.m. He's sitting in bed, phone in hand. He scrolls through the news, reads a few stressful headlines, maybe checks social media. After a while, his eyes feel heavy, but his brain is wide awake. He turns on the TV for background noise, letting it play while he drifts off. All night long, the flickering screen keeps pulling his brain out of deep sleep. His melatonin release is delayed, his cortisol stays high, and his testosterone production is blocked. By morning, he wakes up groggy, heavy, and older than his years. He thinks, well, this is what 65 feels like, but it isn't, it's the cost of his habits. Man B. The new routine. Now imagine another man, same age, same stage of life. At 9 p.m., he turns off his screens. He dims the lights in his home, sets his phone to charge outside the bedroom, and trades the TV for a good book. Maybe he sips warm chamomile tea, maybe he listens to calm music. By 10 p.m., his room is dark, his mind is quiet, and his body gets the signal: it's time to sleep, it's time to rebuild. That night, melatonin rises. Cortisol falls. Testosterone is restored. His sleep is deep and uninterrupted. By morning, he feels sharper, lighter, more alive. His wife notices his mood. He notices his energy. His lab work shows his hormones are climbing back toward balance. Two men. Same age. Same amount of sleep. Two completely different mornings. The difference isn't luck. It isn't genetics. It's simply the choice they made with technology after sunset. And here's the empowering truth, you get to choose which man you'll be tonight. Whenever I talk with men about their evening tech habits, I hear the same reasons again and again. They sound convincing, but the truth is, these reasons are really excuses. And they're costing men their sleep, their testosterone, and their health. Let's break down the most common ones. Myth 1. I need the TV to fall asleep. This is probably the excuse I hear most often. Men say, "Doc, I can't fall asleep in silence. The TV helps me drift off." But here's the problem. Yes, the TV may make you drowsy, but drowsy isn't deep sleep. The flashing lights and sudden sounds keep your brain active all night, pulling you out of the very stages of rest where testosterone is restored and memory is repaired. You don't wake refreshed, you wake drained. Myth 2. It's just a quick check on my phone. So many men believe 5 minutes of scrolling won't hurt. Just a peek at the news, just one email, just one video. But studies show even 5 minutes of blue light delays melatonin for hours. That quick check keeps your brain in daytime mode long after the screen is off. By the time melatonin finally rises, you've already lost a big chunk of deep sleep. Myth 3. It's harmless background noise. Some men say, "I don't really watch the TV, it's just on in the background. It doesn't bother me." But your brain still registers every flash of light, every change in sound. Even if you're not paying attention, your body is. And it pays the price with shallow, fragmented sleep. Myth 4. This is just what happens with age. This one breaks my heart. Men tell me, I'm 65, 70 years old. Of course my sleep and hormones are worse. That's just aging. But the truth is, hormones do decline with age, but not nearly as fast as most men experience. What accelerates that decline are habits, especially tech habits at night that disrupt melatonin and block testosterone recovery. I've seen men in their 70s and even 80s restore their energy simply by changing their evenings. Age is not the excuse, it's the reason to take action. Bottom line. These excuses may feel small, but they're stealing big things from you, your energy, your clarity, your hormones, your health. And once you stop believing them, you realize the power is in your hands. One choice tonight could rewrite how you feel tomorrow morning. When men hear me talk about shutting down screens at night, the first question is always, "Doc, how fast will I notice a difference?" The answer might surprise you. Your body begins to respond almost immediately. Because once you stop flooding your brain with blue light and stimulation, your natural rhythm takes over. Here's what to expect. After 7 days, the first relief within the first week, most men notice they fall asleep faster. That endless tossing and turning? It begins to fade. Instead of lying in bed wired from screens, you drift off more naturally. Some men wake up once or twice less in the night. In the morning, the fog isn't gone yet, but it's lighter. You feel the first signs that your body can heal. After 14 days, energy and mood begin to shift. At 2 weeks, changes become more obvious. Your sleep cycles stabilize. You start waking up before the alarm, sometimes even feeling rested. Testosterone begins to rebuild during those early hours of deep sleep, and you notice it in your energy, your focus, and your mood. Family members may even comment, "You seem calmer," or "You have more patience." This is your hormones beginning to find balance again. After 30 days, hormone restoration feels real. By the 1-month mark, the transformation is clear. Testosterone levels are higher, cortisol is lower, and melatonin flows naturally at night. Your body has reset its clock. Many men tell me they feel 10 years younger. Morning energy is stronger, mental clarity sharper, and even physical recovery improves. One man said to me, "Doc, I didn't realize how much the screens were stealing from me until I stopped. Now I finally feel alive again." The bottom line, 7 days gives you hope. 14 days builds momentum. 30 days rewrites your nights and your hormones. And it doesn't cost you a dime. It simply takes the courage to unplug, to give your body back the darkness it needs to heal. Here's something I've learned after decades of practice: the hardest changes are the ones we try to make alone. But when men share their struggles, something powerful happens. A sense of brotherhood forms. And that's what I want for you. Every man watching this has an evening tech habit. Maybe it's scrolling through news on your phone until your eyes burn. Maybe it's falling asleep with the TV humming in the background. Maybe it's answering just one more email at 11 p.m. And here's the truth: you're not the only one. Thousands of men are stuck in the same cycle tonight, thinking it's harmless, thinking it's just age. But it's not just age, it's habit. That's why I want you to scroll down and leave a comment. Be honest. Write down the evening tech habit that's been the hardest for you to break. Is it the phone? The TV? The laptop? Naming it is the first step to taking away its power. And while you're there, read what other men have shared. You'll see you're not weak, you're not broken, and you're not alone. You're part of a community of men over 60 who are choosing to reclaim their hormones, their energy, and their nights. When one man writes, "I'm putting my phone in another room tonight," another man sees it and thinks, "If he can, so can I." That's how change spreads, not in silence, but in connection. So let's build this together. Share your story below. Because together, we can create something bigger than one man unplugging. We can create a brotherhood of men choosing stronger nights, stronger mornings, and stronger lives. If you take nothing else from today, remember this: your hormones are not gone. They haven't abandoned you. They've simply been waiting for you to give them what they need: darkness, calm, and rest. The problem isn't just age. It isn't your body failing you. It's the glow of screens, the noise of technology, the habits that trick your brain into thinking it's daytime long after the sun has set. Those habits delay melatonin, block testosterone, and keep cortisol high. And that's why so many men over 60 feel older than they truly are. But here's the good news: you can change this starting tonight. You don't need a prescription, you don't need an expensive supplement. All you need is the courage to unplug. To give your body the signal it's been missing. To let your natural hormone rhythm reset. So here's my challenge for you: tonight, pick just one step. Turn off the TV an hour earlier. Charge your phone outside the bedroom. Swap scrolling for a book, or calming music, or simple silence. One step is enough to begin. And when you do it, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Scroll down and type 4 words: "I choose balance tonight." Those words aren't just for you, they're for another man reading the comments, a man who needs to see that change is possible. If this message spoke to you, give this video a like. Share it with a friend, a brother, or a father who might be stuck in the same cycle. And don't forget to subscribe, because every week, we're building this community stronger, with science, with stories, and with hope. Your hormones are still there. Your strength is still there. It's not too late. In fact, it's never too late. Tonight can be the first night you give yourself back what was stolen. So I'll leave you with this question. When the screens go dark, will you give your body the chance to shine again?